Hey guys, in today's video I want to do something that I've seen in a lot of Facebook groups, and I think a lot of people are selling these pretty well, which are little sublimation memorial ribbons. And these are full color, printed all the way around, no bleeds. You print them flat, and then you fold them and hot glue them, and they look pretty good. And you make them out of 7/8 inch ribbon that you can get on Amazon. As always, I'll drop a link in the description below where you can find this stuff to do them. Overall, they're very cheap to do. They're easier than they look. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and dive on into it. Alright guys, the materials for this are pretty straightforward. It's something every crafter should have. The only thing you might not have is some 7/8 inch ribbon. This is Vatten brand off of Amazon. As always, we'll include a link in the description below for that. Of course, most of you have a hot glue gun. Mine's just a simple little Walmart brand, a Sure Bonder dual temp. Nothing special, just high and low. Just simple 110 volt, nothing special. We'll also need some printed sublimation paper. I printed this with the template that that I designed and sell on Etsy. We'll include a link in the description below for that. Good pair of scissors. I'm using Westcott scissors. I think you can get them at Walmart. And also a cigarette lighter, which is something that cigarette, or this is the one we use for a candle lighter. Nothing special. And that's just to fix the edges where they won't have any future problems with fraying or anything. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and dive on into exactly how you press them and also make them and hot glue them and everything. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and do the Photoshop section of this. Now for this one, I actually developed a template myself for these ribbons, and I'll have that on my Etsy store, and I'll include a link in the description below where you can find that for a very, very affordable price. I hadn't figured out the price on it yet, but it'll be very cheap. You know, just an offering to you guys, a way to make this super easy for you. And the cool thing about this template is it comes with a main design and also a print file where you can do bulk prints on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and do these, I think, 7 at a time. And what's cool is this uses smart object technology in Photoshop. And if you like add a name, whatever you do, like say you wanted to make it like a little bigger font, you know, something like that, something along those lines. Because, you know, different names are going to require different things. As soon as you click save, everything is automatically updated on this main file, and you can just print from that file, and you'll basically duplicate it. So we'll go ahead and get this going, and what we're going to do, we're going to add these two photos, and I'm going to show you how to do that. All right, first off, I'm gonna take you through how to remove a background, just in case you don't know how to do that. And what we've done is this is just a separate layer on this. And what you can do, you can go to Window, Properties, and Photoshop has a nifty little tool that's remove background, and it'll do some little AI work, do some machine learning and such, and it'll remove that background for you. And bam, I mean, it does a really good job. And then you can just take it and just drag it over to your main design, and there you go. Now I'm going to put this one on the bottom. We're going to rotate it 90 degrees more. Okay, yeah, I'm stupid. I should have just went. Okay, we're going to put that right down there. We're going to place it right down here at the bottom. Now we're going to go ahead and remove this version. That's just photo, and we're going to take this and drag it down on the angled cuts. You want everything below these particular lines. Like you'll want to, like, see, this will be the overlap, but we'll want to hide that before we print. So what we'll do is we'll just make this a little bit larger, and we may even want to go in and do a quick adjustment on it, just mainly to bring up the levels and curves and make it a little brighter. Make it a little bit brighter, but we want it to keep the contrast, so we're going to do something like that. So if you wanted to lighten up your curve, it'll look more like that. And there you go. Now she's nice and beautiful. And you can see at full res exactly what we want to do there. Alright. Now that we have that one, we can go ahead and do this other one. Now this one's going to be a little trickier, but what I'm going to do, because the image size isn't great at all, we're going to go ahead and rotate that 90 degrees counterclockwise. We're going to go ahead and remove that image. Since that's, I got these on there just as placeholder images. Feel free to do what you want with them. And what we're going to do is we're going to put that there. We're going to put it right just like that. And when you fold this, it'll overlap. You'll see on the final. That's why I made a template, because it's really helpful to do that. And we're going to mess with the base. We're going to add a different base color. We're going to attempt. We're going to do like a black to dark red fade, because my mom loved dark red. So what I'm going to do, I'll go ahead and fill that in. That's, of course, below there. Oh, yeah. My mom's favorite color was dark red. She liked all sorts of reds, so I'm gonna do like a red. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna do a gradient overlay, and we're gonna try to make that get this black right here. We're gonna try to do a color select and get this exact color, and then we're gonna see if we can blend it with some nice dark reds. And of course, we're going to rotate this gradient 90 degrees. So it's already 90 degrees, so we're just going to do a 0 gradient. And we're just going to reverse it. And you see it's really close to what we're going for. Now, I want to do this. We're going to adjust where this gradient needs to go. We want it to fade way sooner. Way harder and way sooner. We want it to do something like that, I think. I think that looks really good. Now what we're going to do, we're just going to kind of brush this up. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do like a soft select on this. We're not going to try. We're going to try not to touch the hair. By doing this, by selecting that, we're telling Photoshop that that's what we want to alter. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the eraser tool. We're going to do a very low opacity, and we're just going to kind of run with that. And we're going to try to get that hard line out of there. And you're going to see it's going to look a little funky, but what I'm going to do is going to make sense. Then we're going to take that and pull it down a little further. And there we go. Now let's adjust our gradient and we'll be fine. There we go. Gradient. We're just going to pull it a little bit further until it looks good. And you can see that you can't really see the line there now. It looks nice and clean. And we know this overlap needs to go away, so we're good there. For this bottom part, we're also going to make that, we're going to do something similar there. So we're going to take that. We're going to do a gradient overlay there too. So we're going to do like a drop shadow or something to kind of get it up off the page. Alright, and what we're going to do is we're going to drop it at an opposite angle, and we're not going to have that much stroke on it or that size. So we're going to make it a little tighter, a little less spread, and we're going to bring down the opacity to kind of soften it. And now it looks like it's popping off the page just a little bit. We're going to have to carry that all the way up there, so we got that. And we're going to change the color of this. We're going to stick with that red. We're going to do that as our dark color. And then we're going to do two lighter colors. So we're going to do something like that. We're going to copy that color code. And we're going to use that twice. Now it should go a little bit darker and then a little bit lighter. I think that looks really good. So this is going to be our final ribbon design. A nice, clean, dark red ribbon. And we're doing the cuts, so because there's an option for the angled cuts, you can turn those on or off. Which we're going to do those on, and we're going that way it's printed. I can cut the ribbon on there. So yeah, and that's how we do the design. And once we save it, you'll see that the print file is updated. And that's exactly how you do that. Did we do the overlay? No, we didn't. So we hide the overlay before we print, and there you go. Save again, and boom. And now we can go ahead and print these, and since we're printing them on ribbon, you'll want to lay down a lot of ink. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and do the print settings, and 8.5 by 11. We're going to do premium presentation matte, high quality. We're going to go through our settings real quick. Turn high speed off, mirror the image, custom, and we're going to do ICM, color management. More options, we're good. And that should give us a nice, slow, good print that'll work just fine. Alright guys, the first step is to go ahead and cut your ribbon. For the first ribbon, just put it about the size of a piece of paper. Just like that. And just make a cut. And there you go. That way, when you tape it into place, you're good to go. Because what you'll do is you'll put it on the printed piece and just tape them into place and just roll with them. All right, guys. The next step is to go ahead and pre-press our ribbons. I got these guys already cut to the individual. I went ahead and cut 4 of them because we're going to be doing 4 of these guys. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to put another piece of, this is butcher paper, 4 ribbons, another piece of butcher paper. We're going to scoot it over a little bit. We're going to go ahead and press them for about 10 seconds at 375. There we go. Now since we know we're only doing 4, we'll go ahead and just cut just that amount. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and just take our scissors, cut the template. Oops, wrong thing. And we're going to go ahead and place all these on here and hope it'll lay flat for us. And what we're going to do, we're going to tape them into place as we go. And once again, we're cutting the ribbons a little bit longer than the paper, which is fine. But just center everything up. You'll have a fine time doing this. A mighty fine time. I'll go ahead and show you the first one so you can see what we're working with. But you'll see how that how it's just a little overlapped, which is exactly what we want. We want the ribbon to be fully sublimated. I think you can do it without taping it, but I don't want to try that. And all I'm doing, I'm just taking a full piece of tape and just trying to put along the edge. That way we can kind of do all these at once, and we're just going to turn it over and press it. So just get it centered between the two. And again, we're using 7/8 inch ribbon. Makes it a pretty easy task. And what we're going to do, we're just going to center them up. Just center that ribbon and do that. And what we can do, if it'll let us, is to take it. See, I got a little bit of tape on the end, which isn't a big deal. Not a big deal. We're gonna go ahead and flip this guy over. Go ahead and just give it a press with your hands. Be careful because it's a little warm. We're gonna go ahead and put our other piece of paper. So we got butcher paper, ribbons, transfer paper, another piece of butcher paper. We're going to put a little bit more pressure, and remember, we're pressing these for 375 for 75 seconds. All right, guys, we're approaching 10 seconds, so we're going to go ahead and glove up both gloves. These are available on Amazon. Good little gloves. Saved me a bunch of times. I'll include a link in the description on that. They're nice, cut resistant, and heat resistant. Now I expect these to maybe stick to this piece of paper, so we'll see what we got. Ooh, they didn't. All right, so let's see how this 7/8 inch ribbon works. Bam, bam, bam. You can clearly see that we got subs. So we'll go ahead and just rip them. And there we go. Now we can kind of separate them a little bit. There we go. And what we're going to do as a final step, we'll be trimming all the edges up, and once everything cools down a little bit, we'll take care of that. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and get that going, and go ahead and turn the heat press off, and we'll get into the next step, which is trimming and gluing. Alright guys, the first step what we're going to do is we're going to get any tape off that you may have missed. We'll start with this one because it already has tape and everything on there. So what we'll do is we'll do a little bit of tape off there. And you'll see these edges will fray, and we're going to burn those at the end to avoid that happening. So what you'll do, you'll take your scissors, and you'll see a nice clean line because that's what our template put right on there for us, conveniently enough. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take it, we're going to give it a little snip. Just like that. All right, we'll do the same thing on the other end. Now be careful not to get your fingers because you're going to be cutting kind of close to your fingers. And I don't want you to hurt yourself. So then we just take it and we just give it a little snap. And how we're going to be folding these, we're going to fold them just like, actually, other way. We're going to fold them just like that. That's the intention. And you'll see these should make like a V. So we'll go ahead and get that ready. And what we're going to do, we're just going to fold it over out of the way. We're going to put a dab of hot glue here. Just like that. Be careful not to burn the crap out of your fingers, because that's never fun. And then we just position it and just pinch the hot glue. And yes, it burns your fingers a little bit, but it's not too bad. You have a little adjustment time, and there you go. We have a nice, perfect ribbon made. And what we want to do now is we want to torch the edges. So what we want to do is we want to take a lighter. We're going to get a little close so you can see exactly how I do this. But you get it parallel to your edge. And just give it a little bit of heat. And you'll see the edge kind of retract. That's how you know you got it. Same thing on this edge. So we get our heat. And then what you do is you just heat it. And there you go. And it doesn't burn the edge. It doesn't really discolor the edge. Yes, you can see it because it's like macro zoomed in. But from a distance, like, it looks perfect. And you end up with a nice, clean, like, look at the detail that you can get out of that. Like, that's really nice. And that template is perfect. Like, it's perfectly where you fold it. And then you put the little guy back there. That's perfect if you fold it right. Which my fold's a little bit off. This end's a little longer. But it still looks really good. So we're going to go ahead and finish these up and go ahead and do this. All right, guys, another project in the books. The sublimation ribbon's done, looking nice and crisp. Overall, these turn out fantastic, and I'm sure they'll be a great seller. So if you found this video helpful, feel free to give it a big old thumbs up and go on and subscribe to the channel for more sublimation content and how-to content and all that good stuff. And also in the links below, you can see where to subscribe to the newsletter, the Facebook group that I just created and all that. And of course, these files are available on Etsy. I'll go ahead and link in the description below where you can purchase those. And also, I may or may not be dropping those in my Facebook group for free. So just an incentive to join the Facebook group down below. So, all right, guys, I appreciate it, and have a good one.